Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane says he's glad he'll finally have his day in court. Zwane and two others handed themselves over to authorities this morning. They are facing charges including fraud and corruption in connection with the controversial eNCA dairy farm project in the Free State. Millions intended for local emerging farmers were siphoned off to the Guptas. Our senior reporter Aviwe Mtila was in court earlier, joining us now for an update live to us from Bloemfontein outside the Magistrate's court where Mr. Mosebenzi appeared earlier today. Good afternoon again, Aviwe. What happened in court today?
Good afternoon, Vrede, and it's fraud, corruption, theft and money laundering charges that Mosebenzi Zwane and his two co-accused are facing here. You understand that they handed themselves over at the police where they then came for the bail application. That was granted for 10,000 rand. They're told to come back to the Magistrate court by 8:30 on the 2nd of November, where we're expecting then the proceedings to take place from 9 o'clock on November. But we do understand, of course, this matter is pertaining back to that 2012 eNCA dairy farm project, where we do understand money was channeled then in between 2012 and 2016 away from what it was intended for, to go and help the emerging farmers in Vrede, but then it was channeled to the Gupta-associated eNCA company. We understand that's to the tune of 280 million rand. But just to get a better understanding of exactly what happened, I want you to take a listen to Sinsiwe Seboka from the National Prosecuting Authority's Investigating Directorate.
Basically, they're added on this matter for basically what we're saying is their role in getting of that particular and benefiting of what then transpired to the money that was gotten from that particular contract. You'd know that there was supposed to be some amount of money, over 200 million, that was supposed to be paid by eNCA, over 300 million, that was supposed to be paid by the Department of Agriculture. Only 280 from the indictment that we've provided to court today was actually transferred into the account that we are alleging these accused and the accused that are going to come at the next appearance benefited from. So that's part and parcel at high level as to why they are here. However, once the matter proceeds, we'll be able to get to the heart as to what it is we're alleging each and every one of them partook in doing.
Of course, another name that's been mentioned in the case of the eNCA dairy farm, Aviwe, is that of the former premier of the Free State province, Mr. Magashule. What is the NPA saying about him?
Well, at this stage, the NPA doesn't want to speculate about further arrests when it comes to the former premier of the Free State, I beg your pardon, Magashule. But we do know that there are more arrests that could happen, even of more companies. We were told both by Sinsiwe Seboka and the prosecutor in this matter as that bail application went on. We also know, Bradan, according to the state capture report, final one coming out, the 5th installment, in fact, that cited that Magashule alongside Mosebenzi Zwane were part and parcel of milking the Vrede dairy farm. In fact, they are touted there to have done the Gupta bidding in channeling that money away from what it was intended for, and then assisting, given that they didn't play the role that they were supposed to play as both the Premier of the Free State as well as the MEC of Agriculture, Mosebenzi Zwane there. It's actually a question that I asked quite pointedly to Sinsiwe Seboka, given what the Zondo Commission had said, even in terms of following law, in terms of charging them criminally to try and get those monies back. So I asked Sinsiwe if there could be potential charges and seeing Magashule on the dock for this particular matter, and this is what she had to say.
Currently, we have an indictment that's before this particular court. It says about 15-odd persons, actually some of which are still to appear, which are companies. Their representatives are yet to come. Currently, in that indictment, the former premier is not on it. However, will not rule it out.
Mr. Zwane himself, appearing in court today, seemed to be very happy that he's now going to have his day in court.
Those were his exact words, but I'm saying that it's been for more than 10 years that his words have been mouths of journalists. A lot of people have spoken about him, even though he wasn't initially in the indictment that happened back in February 2018. Remember that this particular case also withdrawn back in December 2018. It's back now, but he is one of the co-accused 3 warm bodies accused 6, 7, and 8, as well as other companies here that make 15 in totality. So he says he's very happy that he's now going to finally have his day in court, and in fact he hopes that it comes sooner rather than later. Let's take a listen to Mosebenzi Zwane, former Minerals Resources Minister, as he came down the stairs here.
I am happy that finally this case has seen the light of the day in court. I have been trialed so many times by journalists, public and everybody, more than a decade. So it augurs well with me that finally I am appearing here. I am going to cooperate with the court on this matter. I hope the state is ready to proceed with the matter. That's all I can say. I'm a law-abiding citizen, so it augurs well with me, rather than having public opinion about me when the matter has not seen its day in court. I think this is the correct thing. This will be ventilated in court. We are here. We're back on the 2nd. I'm sure you'll still be here so that you also hear our side.
Mosebenzi Zwane there speaking to Aviwe Mtila after appearing in the Magistrate Court in Bloemfontein.